If your manager is not waiting for you at the steps when you get off stage with a glass of H2O to make sure that you can breathe, then you need to fire that man and come to death row, goddammit.
And we're on. Hello, listeners. If you're tuning in, I'd like to welcome you to our podcast. I'm one of your hosts. My name is Troy.
No, Mario.
And
this is awkward now.
Yeah, it is. Honestly, it is a little awkward, but shout out to Mark because he's honestly decided to do other things with his life, and I'm proud of him.
For the better.
The better of him and everything. And I want to say, dude, I love you, brother. I love you so much, and I'm glad that you were a part of this podcast.
Sorry, I never paid you.
Going into that, we're still going to do our little shout outs. I guess I'll start it out.
Yeah, because this is Mark. Yeah, I did not plan this. I'm sorry.
So, shout out to, you know what?
Shout out Drent. Shout out Desi. Shout out Do Good for everything they've done in these past 2 weeks, raising supplies for kids in the east side and south side and doing what needs to be done in a time of a world pandemic. There's a lot of people who aren't able to supply their children with school supplies and other necessities, and they've gone out and done that. So shout out to them.
You sound sexy on that mic.
Thank you. I've been needing one of these.
Do you have any more shout outs?
Nope.
All right, so my shout out's going to be shout out to Ashley for being back because I've already fucked up on the video a couple of times. I know she went to Florida. I know even before that she wasn't here and whatever. And
all 5 of our viewers are pissed.
Yeah, so honestly, shout out to you, Ashley. Shout out to,
everybody on the team before and after pandemic.
And honestly, shout out to Wane, to be honest, because, I'm pretty sure he's willing to invest in us and, our new guest that we're about to have on this podcast.
Yes, so today's guest is a very exciting one. Somebody who just everything lined up perfectly, and shout out Wane for making this happen as well. But our latest guest has just dropped a collab album, and it's a Texas classic already. I could just from listening to it, but somebody in Austin that people should be aware of, and who I've told Wane before in past episode I reference as like the Austin's Kanye as far as the artistry goes and the music goes. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we have Deezie Brown in the house. Yes, sir. Come on in. I feel like that was my best intro. Wow.
Let me tell you, she fucked up by saying Kanye.
I was a little iffy about that one. I was a little bit iffy about that.
It's a good thing. A lot of people will reference what they see now, but for me in particular, I reference creativity and creativity only, and then I filter out everything else.
Okay. By the way, honestly, how's it going, brother?
It's good. I'm happy, man.
I am so sorry that I woke up so late. I was watching a lot of Disney films, and I was like, you know what? I feel like I needed to watch these films.
I'm one of the biggest fans of Disney films this last 4 years of dealing with fatherhood and all that good stuff. So. Yeah. You don't have to explain.
You're a father?
For me. Yeah, man.
Holy shit. Honestly, we'll honestly go more into that, but, tell the listeners and the viewers who you are.
For sure. Yo, so anybody that's watching that doesn't know me, my name is Deezie Brown. I'm from Bastrop, Texas, singer, songwriter, producer. I've been out here since I was 17, here in Austin, Texas, just trying to pursue music. So I'm happy to be here, if that makes any sense, and just looking forward to whatever happens, man, honestly, yeah.
Honestly, I'm glad you're here. And, growing up in Bastrop, were you there whenever the Bastrop had that little wildfire? Yeah.
Yeah, I was there for the
big fire, no little fire.
Yeah, I was there for the fires, man. Unfortunately, I lost my crib in that fire. I lost a lot of things. I lost my studio. I lost my hard drive. I lost my computer. I lost a lot of things in that fire. But if it taught us anything, man, it taught us that we got to stick together. And then just figure it out after that, man. But yeah, it was unfortunate.
Well, we're happy you're here, and
most definitely. Like I said, I'm alive. My family's safe. So at the end of the day, that's the most important thing.
Of course.
Yeah. What's crazy about that? I was actually having a family reunion whenever I was in the Bastrop, and then I just see this big smoke coming up, and they're like, "Yo."
Yeah. It's crazy for me. I was working at the Hyatt Lost Pines Resort and Spa.
Yo, for real?
If anybody knows anybody.
Yeah, that's where our senior prom was.
So I was a recreation attendant out there, and my vacation started as soon as I got off work. right? And I was doing whatever because I knew when I got off, I was on a 14-day vacation, and my supervisor comes and she's like, "You got to go home right now," and I was like, "Oh, well, cool. Does my vacation start early?" She was like,
"No,
you just got to go home." And as soon as I got in my car and I drove off from the parking lot, I could see the smoke from the parking lot. Now, if anybody's from that area, I was in Cedar Creek, Texas at the time. And the fire was in Tahitian Village. So that's more closer to Smithville, Texas. That's way out. So if you could see the smoke from there, then it's not good. It's not good. So what happened was I ended up getting to a gas station. And I ended up sneaking through some back roads because I know Bastrop like the back of my hand. So I ended up sneaking through some back roads. And my house was still there. It was up. Everything was there. I was like, cool. I could go stay at my grandma's. Whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. Next day we come back, the fire had circled back and burned down more houses, and my house was one of those houses that burned, man. So,
dude, they were saying something like whenever the fire started, it actually hopped over the river. Yeah, and I was like, how did the fuck does that happen?
Yeah, they had some crazy videos surfacing, bro, of that fire, and it was moving extremely fast. Like,
just skip through the
I just could not imagine, man. Shout out to all the firefighters that were there. Shout out to all the personnel that were, you know what I'm saying, conducting that fire, man, because I was watching videos, and it was just crazy to even watch.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up, but the only thing about Bastrop that I've ever been, I mean, I used to go to Bastrop whenever I used to play, football and all that. Of course. And other than if I had to be blunt, the nasty water that's there is just like, I fucking, that Bastrop. Other than that, the only thing that I would ever say is just driving through the forest and seeing all those fucking, and being for my family reunion and just seeing how much it destroyed going to Louisiana.
Yeah, it was rough, man. It was a rough process. But I think for us, I guess we're just in the rebuilding stages. And like I said, when things like that happen, it kind of brings people together in the weirdest way. It's kind of like what's going on in today's society. So, what can we do when Mother Nature talks? We just kind of got to adapt, adjust, and figure it out as mankind. So man, it's a process, but we'll be okay, for sure.
But yeah, how old are you?
I'm 31. I just turned 31 a couple of days ago.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you, man.
Because whenever you said you were working at the Height, I was like, the Lost Pines was like, yo, that's where we did our
prom.
Our prom.
It was like 2012.
Wow.
Yeah, we're class of 2012.
So my age is kicking in. I was like, if you did your prom there, I'm older than you.
You're only a few years older than us. So
yeah, man. Well, that's cool, man. I was super jealous that they moved prom to the Hyatt, because I think when I was doing it,
it's an amazing place. That was honestly like I've never been to like the actual resorts that are behind or whatever, but
for sure.
Like whenever we went there, it was I had already dropped out by then, but I got an invitation, to go to prom.
100.
And I was like, yo, this shit is legit as fuck.
Yeah, you know what? It was super legit, but like working there was just like, okay.
Do we have to beat the limo?
Because I know where I wanted to be as an artist, right? Yeah. And so seeing and being around nothing but rich people made me feel like I wasn't accomplishing anything. But at the end of the day, it was more of a learning curve for me. You know what I'm saying? It was like, yo, this is what you're going to see when you get at that level. Of the real world shown so let's go ahead and get some one-on-one attention on what to expect in the future. So, man, shout out to the Hyatt, man. I learned a lot. That was my first job coming out of high school, 17 years old. They came to my high school as a job fair. They had just opened up in like 06 or something like that.
Shit. I was in 6th grade by then.
Yeah, and I got a job in 07. You know what I'm saying? And I worked there from 07 to 2014, like grinding. So shout out to Hyatt, man. Anybody that's still there, man, keep grinding for sure.
Yeah. Honestly, working for FedEx, because I'm a FedEx driver. Whenever you deliver to Lakeway and you see all these, rich ass houses and.
Man. Shows. After I did the Hyatt Lost Pines, I did 5 more years at USPS, United States Postal Service. I just recently quit in 2019. But yeah, you see a lot of things on your route. You meet a lot of people. You run into a lot of different obstacles and different things that you wouldn't normally see and go through, man. So I think like anybody out there that has a 9-to-5 and that's an artist and that's kind of going through that thing, man, keep grinding, man, because this process you're going through right now is only a learning curve. It's only going to get you to where you need to be, because where you need to be is so uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so those situations and those people are
build you.
only going to help you fucking push through. So yeah, man.
I'll tell you what. So you're 31. When did you decided that you wanted to do music? What was the point? Because
How long have you been making
honestly,
music
my
for?
turning point was whenever I was 13, and I always say this
Yeah.
stuff. You know. So when did you decide you wanted to do music?
I was 15 years old, and my uncle was going to the studio at the time. At the studio with Shorty Mac. This was DJ Screws right hand man.
Yeah.
KID. People like Big Chris. These are all alumni and family to me, man. And I was so nervous. But I think coming out of that session and hearing myself rap on a track, I knew for the rest of my life, oh, like this is what I want to do at 15 years old. So I knew in my head that Bastrop, Texas didn't have a lot of resources, didn't have a lot of platforms. So I had to really lock in and be creative and learn what I wanted to do so that I could move forward, bro.
Yeah.
So 15 years old, I was ready to lock and load, ready to go.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, being in Bastrop, Texas, and you know, DJ Screw being from Smithville, you know,
It's 10 minutes down the street.
You know, it's 10 minutes down the street.
Depending on how you drive.
But then, I feel like this is when DJ Screw was in Houston.
Yeah.
But you have a lot of influence. You know, I mean, whenever I go to Smithville, it's like it's a fucking rundown town. Like, you just country. You know,
Exactly. And that's one of the reasons why I made the album that I just put out. Is I just felt like Smithville needed a bigger voice than what it had. I mean, Screw is from Smithville,
yeah.
Texas. And we love Houston. I even said that in my Austin Chronicle interview. We love Houston. We'd be nowhere musically without Houston, Texas. Rap a lot, you know, Ghetto Boys, all of that stuff. Like, dog, like, I love it. I grew up on it. My dad played it for me as a kid. I'd be nowhere without it. But at the same time, there's people back home, you know what I'm saying, from Smithville, where he's from, that have lots of talent and just have something that they just want to say.
And that album that you're talking about, you guys just dropped it this week, right? Because it was a
that dropped this week. It's called Candy Blue Like Screw. It's a joint album between me and EC. That's Deezie Brown and EC Mayne. Shout out EC. He was born in Smithville and then he moved to Bastrop later on in his life. But yeah, and that's kind of like why we dropped that album, bro. It was more so of like, yo, we're over here too. Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? We just want to tell the story of Screw's other
the
side.
origin of everything.
Yeah, he's from two places. You know what I'm saying? I think his pops moved or from Houston, and you know what I'm saying. His mom or the mom's family was from Smithville. So we just want to tell that story.
Yeah,
even if I'm not the one to do it. That's why I did a joint album with EC. Even if I'm not the one that's supposed to be telling it, I want to create that dialogue. So that way there's a voice, you know what I'm saying? And that way it's a conversation of like, okay, there's something that's supposed to be happening from here. Let's go ahead and figure out what it is.
And that's I feel like this is a really important album in today's day and age and the way that music has been moving because it's like, yes, music has been so progressive nowadays. But as far as like the limelight goes for Texas, you have Travis Scott. Yes, you have
you got Megan Thee Stallion. You got a lot of different artists. And don't get me wrong, like I listen to Megan Thee Stallion every day. I'm not gonna lie to you. I listen to Travis. Travis Scott pretty much changed my life as an artist, bro. Like he made it okay to be from Texas and to be different. That's all we ever wanted. That's all I've ever wanted. Was like, yo, yes, I'm from here. Yes, we have a certain sound that we have to stick to, but I want to be different. And so, dude, Travis is everything to us. But for this album, I really just wanted to hone in on the original sound that we grew up on.
The Texas culture.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So this wasn't for the city. This wasn't for Austin. This wasn't for Houston, man. This was strictly for Bastrop County in Smithville, Texas. I didn't make this album thinking about anybody else. Purposely. Yeah. Wasn't for the radio. It wasn't for anybody, but for my people back home because we deserve a voice. They deserve a voice, you know? So, yeah, man.
It honestly kind of sucks because, I mean, a lot of people don't know the outer cities of Austin or even the outer cities. Like, you want to hear someone from Cypress. You want to hear someone from, you know, Bastrop. You want to hear someone from, like, Waco. But honestly, now that I see what you're putting on for Bastrop, you know, just the counting.
For sure.
I mean, people don't even know that DJ Screw was from Smithville. It's
a lot of people don't know that.
It's like, yo.
And a lot of people don't know that. And I'm not and I'm not here to say it to take away from Houston. Like, I have to keep saying that because I love Houston to death, man. Like when I graduated high school, all of my college choices were in Houston.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just wanted to be there so bad. So this is not that. This is just a thing of like, yo, he's got more family back home. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's got a nephew right now, or not a nephew, but someone in relation. His name's C-Note, that is extremely talented. This guy is rapping at the age of whatever he is when I was 26. You know what I'm saying? He's in his early 20s and he's doing it. So it's like being able to look back home and see the creativity. It's like, yo, I have to do something. I have to at least say something so these kids and the youth have a voice. When you're from Bastrop County, the only thing you can do is sell drugs or play basketball. Good luck. Yeah. Or football. Those three, you can either play sports or get caught up in the system. Yeah. It's hard, man. And I want so much more for the kids in the county. You know what I'm saying?
To know.
So I was like, if I could use my music as an outlet, you know what I'm saying? It's something that can create some dialogue, something that can create a conversation, right? I don't care what the album does. I just want you talking. Talk about it. And that'll create the voice or whatever we need to just keep going. You know what I'm saying? Let them know that there's more than just drugs and basketball or drugs and sports and basketball. You can do so much more. You can be an artist, a painter, a writer, whatever you need to be.
To be honest, like, being from Bastrop, if you do accomplish that, and hopefully if our platform actually does put the Bastrop, dude, you're going to be probably one of the biggest people coming out of Bastrop.
But hearing you say everything you just say is it makes me believe even more that this album is going to be very crucial as far as like Texas culture and Texas rap history, because like you were saying, they're about to drop, or like I'm sure a lot of people at this point know they're about to drop an actual biopic for DJ School, and it has to like focus on Smithville. Like, there's no way to go around it.
Go around that. And I'll be straight up. I didn't know if they were going to include Smithville. You know what I'm saying? About it, that's not a disrespectful thing. It's more of a like, everybody thinks he's from Houston, and if that were to happen, I couldn't be mad at that, right? So in my heart, I was like, I have to figure out a way. You know what I'm saying? To say, hey, there's some kids over here, there's some people over here, there's some stories over here you might want to check out, just in case. And I knew my boy EC was getting out December, 24th, right before Christmas is when he got out, supposedly. And I knew he was getting out, and the only thing was on my mind, it was like, bro, we got to get straight to work. I know you got a lot of stories because you've been locked up for a year, and they're about to drop a movie if you didn't see it. So let's figure out how to tell these stories. And it just wasn't for Smith. It just wasn't for the movie. It was just more for the dialogue. But hey, the movie was a bonus for us. So, yeah, man.
And it's amazing. It's glad that they're actually like shining light on like Texas history.
Yeah, man.
Like I don't know if people have seen now. There's kids on TikTok that think that's some other producer.
If we were to go more into it, we're gonna take our first shot. It's going 20 minutes. Do you want
tequila or vodka?
Tequila.
It's a tough question.
I'm a bash shot boy. Just pour whatever you got in the cup and let's get it.
So there was this TikTok girl, and honestly, she does. I would hate to put the the generation that she grew up in. She said it was slowed and reverb, and she took it to another.
They're calling that, chop the screw, bro. Like that's,
yeah.
But even then, honestly, even the music that she was, her other, being like a music.
This is me. This
is probably perfect time now because we're all gonna take a shot. But somebody that we've obviously already shouted out and has been on the show and is a great big supporter. We're gonna bring in Wane, Mr. Wane.
Oh yeah, get your ass in here.
Come on, you know what it is.
Those that don't know, and follow me on Instagram. Wane is the person that takes all of my photos. He is.
I caught like he tried to check me when he first came in. I called him a photographer. Like, bro, you are a photographer.
I don't trust a lot of people behind that thing, but Wane is that guy. So
Deezie does a good job of like looking good on camera. There's a lot of people who just don't. You know what I'm saying? So hey, shout out to Deezie.
Yeah, hold up.
For real.
Hey, cheers for y'all being on.
For sure, bro.
That was a lot
but slow and reverb is not chopped and screw music. I hope y'all know that.
I did it. I didn't look in. I seen her, and I seen the video. I didn't even click play because Screw, and I'm gonna call him Robert. Right? Robert had done so much for the state of Texas, not even on a DJ standpoint.
Honestly, he put Texas on the map.
Exactly. It was more of his collaboration and his willingness to go out and say, "Look, hey man, we can do something dope and we can spread it." And every interview I watch from him, regardless of the lean and everything you see, I get it. I understand. But everything you see, he was just trying to collaborate. He was just trying to do more.
He loved
for
music.
Texas. He loved music. It didn't matter about anything else. And for me, I was trying to figure out how I could continue his process minus the turntables. And that was my first thing. I thought about EC. I was like, yo, let's collaborate. Let's figure this out.
Perfect.
And it went well. So next time I'll do an album with somebody else and somebody else and somebody else. And I'll do it just like Screw did. You know what I'm saying? And we'll figure it out that way. But that was one of the coolest things. And so when this what is it, slow and reverb?
Yeah, it's called slow and reverb.
Pitch shift.
I didn't know what it was. My cousin Douglas had tweeted something, and he's like, DJ Screw's trending slowed and reverb. And I thought it was something that he came up with. And I was like, because he's always coming up with some cool stuff. And I was like, all right, Doug's in his bag. He's doing something. But then I was like, oh, no, he's trending.
That's a thing.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, somebody's, whatever. But
That's the internet.
All we can do is just laugh and say, all right, well.
As an advocate TikTok watcher, that girl,
Screw listener.
Thank you, brother.
Honestly, that girl does know a lot about music because she did a bunch of stuff, about like what's trending. But this one
She's
was
just not
just
as
like
informed.
she wasn't.
Apparently, she came out today and gave some respect to her, which is fire.
Now, I didn't watch it because of me being the biggest fan of Robert. I just
didn't want to give it time.
I lived my whole life based on what he did for Texas, so I couldn't get into it.
Right.
But for me, for one, I don't know what time period she's coming from.
Yeah.
I think she's only like 17 years old. She honestly doesn't know
really
anything.
young.
Makes sense.
Okay.
But even
I should have asked that first. And no disrespect to her. No disrespect to TikTok. No disrespect to any of that. Like, sometimes people are just not up to date.
she knows now, I'm sure.
Exactly. With
Somebody
what
else
in there.
learned.
I was, like, for me, bro, I didn't start listening to Nas until I got out of high school.
Yeah, we're from the South, so.
You know what I'm saying? So we can't really blame the youth for the things that, TikTok is TikTok. Instagram is Instagram.
But even
it's
then,
built to have fun. But at the same time, we can't blame them for the knowledge that we haven't really promoted to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm up here just now really talking about Robert being from Smithville.
Yeah,
you know
of course.
What I'm saying?
And I think at the same time, it's also important to consider that even throughout the history of Texas rap, it's always been hard to actually keep the history behind DJ Screw and Chop and Screwed music alive. Because I remember watching some MTV2 interview that they were going out asking people out in Atlanta. It was like, who's the person that created Chopped and Screwed? And nobody got it. But then again, they're from Atlanta.
Exactly.
You have Texas rap, but still, like, it takes like people like Deezie and Pimp C and Bumby and all the people who came out of Texas to keep his name alive. And
Facts.
Yeah, and that's my biggest thing. And it's so hard to push this subject because he's not here to tell his story. So anytime anybody is saying anything that involves DJ Screw, you are taking away from his legacy or you're trying to win off of his name, right?
Yeah.
And it's so hard to be genuine. It's so hard to be like, look, I'm only here for the voice of the county. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's two sides of it. There's Houston and there's Smithville. And if we can bring those two together, Texas music can be so much more than what it is.
It's a link.
But we have to figure out a way to get along, dog. And that's what this album is for. Straight up.
Facts.
Straight up, man.
Yeah, I mean, and like my perception, not being from here, and like, learning about Texas rap music was like, no one told me anything different. We just knew Houston.
Yeah.
That was it. So we
love
come here
Houston,
and,
bro.
I mean, Eric listened to Deezie and Deezie introduced us to EC and it's like, oh, wow, there's a whole story. what does that mean? Why is it important? And like,
Are you wearing an LSU shirt in my house?
I'm sorry, brother.
God, you tell
Hey,
this track.
hey,
man.
podcast stuff.
Hey, man.
I'm sorry.
This was a free gift.
I just
This
saw
is a
that.
free gift.
Well,
fam.
I think he probably wore because of the Nike check.
Yeah.
honestly.
We just about this money. That's the only thing that
Yeah,
matters,
it's not
bro.
really what
You
the
just
logo
think he
is.
checks.
Facts. Shout out Texas.
I'm sorry. I just realized you're wearing an LSU.
Hey, man. You know what I'm saying?
You're saying you got introduced to Deezie and an EC and
Yeah, no, that was it. I mean, like, for real, like, literally 4 months ago, maybe, like, it was like, let me tell you about this story about Smithville. And me and Eric being from Seattle, we didn't know shit. They don't tell you shit.
Yeah.
Like, everything
Yeah.
you hear about
Yeah, these guys
Texas
were-
rap music is
Yeah,
Houston.
these guys were.
And like, and how many different things like have to do with like country rap music? Like,
Yeah.
not a lot.
that's like why I said it's important that we have the Deezie Browns and we have EC. Who
No, it's
EC,
hella important.
Shout out EC. I was telling Deezie like I've known
Yeah,
that
yeah.
EC's been in the game for a long time.
Shout out,
shout out EC.
Shout out EC. For
I've been
real.
knowing EC since I was 5-6 years old.
Shout out YC and acting bad.
Yeah,
Oh,
shout out.
you
Yeah,
already know,
Yo, this
fam.
man's been
Let's
doing his
go.
research.
I
That's
used
a
to perform. With,
fact.
I used to perform with EC back in 07, 08 at Club
Okay,
1808,
Acting
bro.
Yo,
bad.
this man's doing his research. This man was
real
at Club 1808. That was a decade ago. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That is real shit.
Yeah, me and EC.
Shout out YC.
Yeah, shout out YC too. YC still grinding as well. Yeah, I've been knowing EC since we were kids. Our grandmothers stayed directly next to each other. And yeah, he was playing basketball by himself one day, and I just wanted to go hoop with him. I seen the kid playing ball by himself, and
Can't help it.
yeah, we hooped together. And then he was like, "Yo, you want to go check out these screw tapes?"
Shit.
I'm like, "What is that?"
And
you know what I'm
he's-
saying?
he's
Like,
related to him too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. In some way, I don't know the actual way, but
specifics.
in some way, I won't reference that. But yeah, he invited me inside. I didn't know what screw tapes was. My mom was a big at the time. She was a big R&B fan, like 90.
When was this? Did you say?
This had to be like 95, 6.
Yeah, I was
I'm
only
so
like 2 years
sorry. I
old.
know y'all.
I was like 2 or 3 years old.
Yeah, this had to be like 95, 96. And man, yeah, dude, I was listening to a lot of UGK. I was listening to a lot of Jay-Z based on what my dad was showing me at the time. You know what I'm saying? So that was my dad's thing. My
Big
dad
Pimpin' was always playing, huh?
Oh my gosh. That, bro, everything UGK, everything Ghetto Boys, any of that, my dad was bumping in that 81 Chevy he has. And then when I get with my mom, she was listening to more radio stuff. So at the time, it was like groups like Total, Escape, all of the stuff that Bad Boy was putting out, the R&B stuff. So I had both, best of both worlds, but I didn't have anything like ESG and Lil Kiki and
Yeah.
Fat Pat and
Right.
Big Hawk, right? And I didn't know anything about that. And then EC was like, "Yo, let's go jam some screw tapes." Didn't know what that was, so I go in there and I'm hearing this stuff at 6 years old, 7 years old.
Was it cassette tapes or was it like?
Yeah, these were cassette tapes, bro. Yeah, these were.
And he bought them.
That's the only
I
way
don't
you
know
had
how
him.
he got them. This man is the GOAT. EC is the strap. He's the strap
He's a
god.
strap god for
He's
real.
the strap
Hey,
god.
shout out
That's a
Video
fact.
Super and
Strap-
Dove. That's where you
Yeah.
get your screw tape CDs, but
Yeah.
Video
That's
Super at the
crazy.
Hill.
Hey, let's get it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was the thing, man. I had to shout out EC because he put me on when it came to DJ Screw, bro. So I
We'll
wouldn't
have
know
to have
nothing
him on
about
soon,
them.
too,
Yeah, we'll
'cause
have to get him
I
on.
know
He don't
EC is
like
filled
shy.
with history.
Yeah, he's not like shy about it either. He gonna let you know he related. Like
Yeah, he gonna
it's
let
not
you
a
know.
question.
That's what I'm excited.
Yeah.
Like,
and then if you say something about how he not, then he
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
keep
he gonna
going
cat
on
story.
and on about how he related to him.
Nah, for real.
It'll be fun to have him. It'll be fun to have
I'm
him.
about to buy the amp, the fucking equalizer, and the fucking cassette tape.
Yeah.
The mix back
Blast
in.
on
19
it.
Straight up, man. Straight up.
It's important for Texas music to know that, and like that was the biggest thing for us is like, if this doesn't get told by them, who's gonna tell the story?
Yeah, that
And,
was
like,
huge for me. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, like
you didn't,
because
like-
it could die, man. That
Yeah.
literally that direct
Shit.
connection could die. Who's gonna tell this?
You know what? I was
Exactly.
actually. I was watching Coco, and there's this.
What a reference.
No, it's like
Slide it in there,
I knew
bro.
he was
I
gonna
was
stop
like-
this. Hey, I knew he was
Bro,
gonna stop
bro.
the Coco.
I was like, bro,
slide.
bro. I was watching Coco, and it was like, yo, this dude can die. I was like, dude, this is dad. And it's like, if you don't put the picture up, he's gonna die. I was like, yo,
Damn.
people have to realize. I mean, even
gotta
with
remember.
that culture, you have to remember the people.
Good point,
I was
guys.
like, yo,
Way to connect it like
I'm
that.
sorry. I'm sorry. I really cried to Coco.
It's
I watched
cold,
it
bro.
today for the first time, and honestly, people really need to know where music came from, especially Texas music.
Facts, man.
Yeah, bro. It's important.
We
you
had
know?
to go through the mud. Like,
Yeah, we really-
The South in general had a struggle to come up between the East and West Coast battle. And
Yeah, because
thank
Outkast. Because what they say is that it originated up in the East, and those guys were spitters.
It was just hip hop. It was just hip hop's birthday.
Well, I mean,
this week.
hip hop did grow up in Harlem.
Of course, and I won't take that away. I won't ever take that away from anything. But I just think when you come to the South, it's just different.
It's soulful. It's
is.
honestly, it's
Soulful.
soulful, and it's more of
It's that ghetto gospel
Yeah.
It
that
is.
that you won't get from anybody else. And that's another thing that we were trying to conquer with Candy Blue Like Screw. We weren't looking for any trap records. We weren't looking for stuff that you can play in the club. We weren't looking for things that can make your trunk shake. We were looking for things that can tell a story, that can hit you in your soul. We were looking for sounds that you have never heard played on Texas type music. You know what I'm saying? These were sounds that, like, me listening to like Ghetto Dreams from Fat Pat and like listening is like, yo, if he had a guitarist right
Classic
there,
song.
that would have been hard.
Right.
And so that's me going in and say, you know what? I'm gonna go and do that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's my duty. I feel like Patrick would have said, yo, do it then.
You have a straight influence from the original Texas
I
rappers.
I take what I hear from what I was inspired by growing up, and hey, what can I do to make it better? You know what I'm saying? What can I do to push the envelope a little bit more for my OGs, bro?
I think there was an album I heard of, the hardest pit in the litter.
Big Pokey?
Big Pokey.
Big Pokey.
Big Pokey.
Man.
And
Sensei.
And he did a
Sensei.
Badass album, bro.
I think when I heard his album, it was like Parlay.
Yeah,
It's Parlay.
Man,
All in Parlay.
that's the OG for real, man. And Pokey stands up for Texas at any given cost, and I love that so much about him. You know what I'm saying? It's just the authentic Texas sound when you're hearing people like Pokey, when you're hearing people like Lil Kiki. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like all we got left, and it's sad to say. I miss all my OGs. And just seeing them two on live laughing together, barbecuing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yes,
Beautiful.
bro.
Yeah.
I love that. That inspired me to do more music. Like, my OGs are happy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that lets me know when I get wherever they are, I'm gonna be happy too, because I'm doing exactly what I feel like I should be doing.
Because I know one of them.
Out music.
One of them has either a song or an album called "Last of a Dying Breed" or a mixtape, and that's very important because it is a very obvious fact that they're it's out of the SEC.
For sure,
It's
man.
unfortunate the history it's had, but
And that too, with the SUC, a lot of people really don't know what that is. A lot of people don't know the original members.
Facts.
Because you can think Houston, and you can hear a lot of different names and think that that's screwed up clique. No
Yeah.
disrespect to Houston at all, but
It's a
you
Houston
can
thing.
hear a lot of names. Like, people will say the name Mike Jones. People will say the name
No, not Mike Jones.
whatever, Slim Thug. People will name a lot of things from the North. No, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I will listen to Still Tipping on Fofos every day. I love Mike. I love Slim. I love Paul. Everybody. You know what I'm saying? But the original members, we gotta go and do a research
Yep.
on.
Yeah.
Straight up.
they were all on tapes, freestyle on every
Yeah.
single one of them, and it was awesome because it's they said it was basically original, part of the original mixtapes. That he brought whatever song he felt he liked and just threw them on there and just freestyling.
Exactly, bro. And he was giving shout outs. You know what I'm saying? He was
And
even
if you
doing
know,
tapes, yeah.
Texas rapper in general, everybody wants to freestyle to any sort of beat. Bro, any
For
party
real.
in Texas, throw instrumental.
For real.
Yeah.
Somebody's
Somebody
gonna
in
I
your
tell you
ear.
what.
Yeah,
I tell
somebody
you
in
what.
your ear.
I tell you what. If June,
Mayne, hold up.
If the June 27th beat comes on anywhere
Man.
in Texas,
Man.
you are going to freestyle to it.
Yup.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, 100%.
That's wild.
It's something else that I wanted to talk about that I'm a huge fan of is did you have a huge say in the album cover that you
As
and
far
EC
as
did?
Candy Blue Like Screw,
Yeah.
yeah. As far as all of the creative direction on Candy Blue Like Screw was me and my boy Nathan York. He's
Okay.
out in Dallas, Texas. I think I don't know if he's from San Antonio or not, but he's out in Dallas, Texas right now, killing it, grinding.
And I love the cover. I love
he's
Yeah,
crazy
man.
talented.
cool.
Yeah, I linked with him about 2 years ago, and we've been really good friends ever since. And I told him about the project, And he was super skeptical at first too. He was like, "Yo, I don't know if we should be using all this DJ Screw stuff." I was like, "Bro,
Man, he a genius.
trust me.
Yeah.
I totally understand and I get it, and we'll cross that bridge. But I know we have a positive message. You know what I'm saying?
That's something that I'm a huge fan of as far as your history of your album artwork.
For sure.
The way I found out about you was through Rue Music. Shout out Rue.
Shout out Rue.
I fuck
Hey,
with him.
Wow.
shout out Rue.
Okay.
Hey,
He had
brother-in-law in this
He
thing.
had original paintings of like the artist that made Judith.
Gallery 44.
Yeah, bro.
Shout out Gallery 44.
real
That's
shit.
why I fuck with Judith.
Yeah.
It's a really good album. Like, and that's why, like, when I told Wane, I was like, I definitely see as like Austin's own Kanye as far as the artistry and the art direction goes.
Yeah, man, I have my shout out Rue again, bro. That's
That's crazy.
that's dope. I had my paintings in Gallery 44 for a very long time. They were I think they were 10 by 10s or 12 by 12 paintings. Shout out Rex Hamilton too. He did all of the singles to Judith 1. I haven't talked to Rex in a minute. Wherever you are, man, I hope you're good. I hope you're healthy and blessed and painting murals all over the city of Austin, bro.
I'm gonna need a vinyl from Judith. We still
Yeah, man, we're gonna do some. We're gonna do some stuff. I can't
because you had a limited edition version too.
Yeah,
right?
I can't say too much, but we're just be ready. Judith is be ready. Be ready.
I'm excited. I'm sorry because
sure.
I geek out because like I generally like try to keep up with the scene.
Yeah,
and you're somebody
man.
who I paid attention to.
Yeah,
over
for
the
sure.
years.
Yeah, I take a lot of references, and you can tell I pull a lot of references from Kanye. He inspired me when I was in 7th grade.
Would you say that's your favorite artist?
My favorite artist of all time, or maybe right now?
Let's just say both.
Both.
Okay, so if it's all time, I'm definitely either choosing UGK or I'm choosing Jay Z.
There's a group
Wow,
of
okay.
there's a group UGK and
this
Jay-Z.
is Pimp C.
But
This
for
is Pimp C and Bun
right
B.
now,
But right now, I'd have to go with the Earth Gang. They're out of Atlanta.
Crazy.
I love what they're
Dreamville.
doing. Dreamville, shout out Dreamville, because they're keeping it Southern.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're doing everything they can do and having fun and going out to LA and going out to New York and doing whatever. But when you listen to their music, it sounds like they're from Atlanta.
Yeah.
Not even then, like I'm sure people are tired of hearing this, but I feel like they're the next generation outcasts. Like,
Yes,
you
bro.
can't help but to compare them.
he's honestly said that a couple of times.
I've seen him in concert, and bro. Like,
can't
he
help
that same
it.
energy.
You can't help it.
I've been lucky enough to see Outkast and Earth Gang, and
Yeah.
They're
Shout
very
out to
similar.
Earth Gang. I met Earth Gang back when me and my manager first met. I think this was back in 2017. They were out at it was a conference out in Atlanta, Georgia. It's called A3C. They were just sitting in the conference enjoying
chilling.
the whoever was talking just in the crowd like it was nothing.
That's live.
And then someone was like, "Hey, shout out Earth Gang." I'm like, "Who the fuck is Earth Gang?"
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
had no idea. And then a year
Wow.
later, I'm like, God damn. They ended up following me on Twitter that day.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying? And Chris, my homie Chris Bosh, I'm really cool with Chris Bosh. We'll get to that later. But yeah, Chris told me happy birthday on his Twitter, and they ended up shouting me out. So I was like, yo. I
think I seen him, like, hit you up on Instagram,
that
too.
got me hyped. Even if it's their manager
Yeah,
on there.
fuck it.
Even if it's their
That's
manager
loud.
on there. I don't give a
Yeah.
damn.
As long as the
Shout
the
out
account.
Earth Gang. I fuck with everything
big
you guys
facts.
are doing.
Yup, musically.
I fuck with musically, Southern, artistically, the way you dress, everything. Keep
Yeah.
it up, bro. You know, it was everything to me to see that. And, you know, getting this far in my career, bro, keeping it Southern and knowing how to promote that on a mainstream platform is everything to me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
I hate to cut you off real quick.
it's cool,
We
bro.
are at 40 minutes. We're
Holy
going to take
shit.
our next
This goes
shot.
too
Going
fast.
slow.
I gotta take a leak.
Oh
Hey.
my god.
Do you really?
I really do.
You can go ahead, bro.
Hey, you know what? Honestly, we're going to cut it right here.
Let's do that. Don't be scared.
Come on.
Hey, press
scared.
record.
Cabrito.
Don't be
Blanco,
scared.
There's
man.
water in the
Come on.
fridge, Ash.
Just press record.
Okay, I'm gonna throw up everywhere. Just let me do it on camera.
Tell me when we good.
Hold on, let me get water.
Shout out Ash on the camera.
God, we're not ready,
Shout out
Ashley.
Well, we're recording, so
Yeah, we were falling apart without
Yeah,
Ashley.
shout out. I don't
No,
know.
that's a fact.
I don't know. That's perfect.
thank you,
Yeah.
brother. Honestly, I
these
really
guys
appreciate
are
it.
these guys are killing it right now.
Wait.
Hey.
Okay. Oh, wait, we're taking it now.
To all y'all.
I spelled tequila. I'm
To
so
Austin,
sorry.
Texas, baby.
Hey, Austin, Texas. Hey, shout out to the county too.
Shout out to Bastrop.
All right, so what were we talking about before you went to the
Take
bathroom?
Oh yeah, we're back. I'm
What are we
sorry.
talking about?
Tell us what we talking about. This y'all podcast.
What were we just talking about? We had just spoke about something.
I was shouting out Wayne though. I like to shout out
He
Wayne.
was.
Like
I didn't get that, but yeah, keep on shouting them out.
for me, like if a lot of cats don't know, Wayne and Eric Rafford, they act as my management over at Hack One Hakone Agency.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
And when it comes to putting out music or to conducting art, I am the Kanye of Austin, and I don't say that in a cocky way. I say that in an honest way. I say that in an anxiety way. I say that in what you see
Facts.
in the ranting.
That
from
is a
him.
very bold statement.
Wayne
And
Wayne and
I'll speak
Eric
on it.
get every single bit of my frustration. So the fact that he's able to sit here poised and calm and collectively and sit by me and talk, you know what I'm saying, positively about me, lets me know that he understands my energy and where I want to be as an artist and a person in general, as a human.
If anybody can get
Can-
it
can-
done,
can- can-
Wayne
can I
does.
ask,
Wayne
is it-
does.
And I'll speak on it.
Is it
Shout out
just
Wayne.
Kanye, like you're Kanye from whenever he was at a certain...
As an artist.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
Take all the.
Yeah, let me
take all that
speak on
stuff.
First of all, I'm not a political guy.
Yeah,
I don't-
exactly. So right now he's a
I don't
political.
agree with political Kanye. I feel like his team needs to step up and say, "Hey, sit your ass
He
down."
needs a Wayne.
So what Kanye,
Low-key.
if you were to
But-
say as a year...
Yeah,
that you are-
but from like for me, I started listening to Kanye when he was on Blueprint One. That's a Jay-Z album. That's
course,
I
yes.
think it
He
was
started producing most
it was
of it.
it was September 11th, 2001. If anybody doesn't remember what happened that day, Blueprint dropped. And me and my dad went to Music Mania. This was in Austin, Texas.
Wow.
I know a lot of you young cats don't know what Music Mania is.
For real.
This was Music Mania, and they were the source of CDs or whatever you needed to buy.
Right
in
there by the
Austin.
Fiesta, right?
I went to
Fiesta.
I went to Five.
Wow.
Me and my dad
I
went
used to
there.
love that place, bro.
Yeah, and
Damn.
we bought Blueprint 1 and we listened to it in that 81 Chevy for a year straight.
Wow.
I studied Jay-Z's cadences, I studied his lyrics, I studied his content, I studied his features, I studied his sample choices. I learned who Kanye West was. You know what I'm saying? It was a
Yeah.
lot of things that album did for me as a musician. That album saved my life, I will say.
Wow.
100%. I was going through a lot. My parents were going through a divorce, unfortunately, at the time. And Blueprint 1 gave me the fuel I needed to conquer as a human and conquer as an artist, bro. So shout out Jay-Z. You saved my life.
Was that
dog.
the one that he produced, Izzo?
Yeah, that was the album.
Yeah.
That was that. That was Renegade.
Is
that was...
That was with Rick Rubin, right?
Yeah, that was Song Cry. That was Girls, Girls, Girls.
Dude, have you seen the live version of that album?
Don't even try me right now. Don't try me.
I was high as
to be
shit, and I
honest,
was just bumping
yeah,
that shit, bro.
Shout out to Rick Rubin. He's
Shout
the
out
best.
to Rick
He is
Rubin,
the
God.
best
bro.
producer ever.
Can I be honest
God.
about Rick? I didn't know who the fuck Rick
Bro.
Rubin
He
was
is
for
the
a
best
long
producer
time.
Beastie Boys.
Who is this white man
Metallica.
with all
Fuck.
of this hair?
Why his feet out like that?
Yeah, he just got his feet out, just
He's
like.
just naturally happy, bro.
Oh,
He's got
God.
peace.
you know,
Sandals and
what do you
whatever.
think about?
Def Jam Records.
Bro,
fucking,
I
dude.
love you, Rick Rubin. Wherever you are,
Red Hot
do
Chili
what
Peppers.
you do. I love you so much, bro. Keep doing what
God.
you do, man.
you-
Thank you so much.
You know that album that I was saying about the Strokes? That I
Yeah,
told
the
you
most
listen-
recent one?
Yeah, Rick Rubin. I think he produced it. He was on whenever the Apple thing, whatever thing was, like, yo, whenever you go up to Rick Rubin, it's like, are we fucking going up to Rick Rubin, the guy who, you know, did the Metallica?
I would be
you know,
very
Beastie
intimidated.
Boys?
Yeah.
Come on, man. He's
That's
sitting.
crazy.
He's sitting in a couch with no socks,
Jay-Z?
listening to Yeezus. Turn
Oh,
that down a
God.
little bit. That's
Yo,
my guy.
Yo, I remember seeing a thing. It was just like Rick Rubin comes in and he's like, "Can you say the 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. I got 99
yeah.
problems, but a bitch ain't. But I want that to be acapella." He literally walked in
Yeah,
there
bro.
with Jay-Z. Was just like, "Yo,
That's crazy.
can we just say like I got a 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one, but just you just saying that.
Mr. Ruben.
Shout out, Ruben.
So I want to skip everything and just go back to you being close friends with Chris Bosh.
Wow.
Something like that.
Shout out Chris Bosh.
Mr. CB.
Let's take it back for a minute.
MVP Hall of Fame.
Yeah, 11-time NBA All-Star.
Miami Heat.
Two-time NBA championship.
Facts.
Mr. Basketball. I'm finna brag about my guy.
Come
This is
on,
my
put
guy
on,
right
put
now.
on.
Shout out
You know
Chris
what I'm
Bosh.
saying?
Shout out
Yeah,
Chris
Mr.
Bosh.
Dallas,
Texas, baby.
Hutchins,
Yeah.
Lincoln High School,
Facts.
state championship, undefeated.
Facts.
You know what? I gotta say national championship because if I don't, Adrian Bosh will kick my ass. National championship.
God.
You know what I'm saying? Like this guy was brave enough to get a Texas Monthly. Or let me rewind. Adrian Bosh, this is his wife, by the way, was brave enough to get a Texas Monthly and flip through it and look and notice that these two guys, Fresh and Confucius, the breaks at KUTX,
Shout out KTX.
did an article. I think it was Texas Monthly or it may have been Austin Monthly or whatever it was.
Yeah.
They put an article out with their favorite artist in the city. Right, it was a lot of people, and I won't name them because I don't want any of that smoke. But fuck that. It was Jake
Yeah, there you
Lloyd,
go.
it was
Jay
Alicia
Lloyd.
Ilani,
Yeah.
it was Jay Soulja, it was
Yeah.
the top tier artist in the city.
Facts.
Shout out all those guys
All
I just
them.
named. Y'all
Yup.
are doing y'all thing, and I
All
love y'all to
them.
death. Hit me up for some music.
Let's go.
Yeah. So there was all those guys in the article, right? And Chris was just going through some music, and he got to Deezie Brown.
Ooh.
And he was like, yo, this guy's dope. He got on Instagram. This was like 8 o'clock at night. I was headed to a radio interview with Fresh and Confucius. Shout out Fresh and Confucius. And I was headed there. I was at a red light on Guadalupe. And I get this buzz. And it says, Chris Bosh, yo, music's dope, bro. Right?
Chris Bosh.
The first thing,
Chris Bosh.
the first thing in
From
my
the Miami
mind,
Heat.
Excuse
the first thing
me.
in my mind, somebody's spamming me. I've been spammed 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Cool, whatever. Keep spamming. So I get to a red light. I was like, all right, let's see what this spam is about. You know what I'm saying?
help it, you can't
So I
help it.
look, I click on the page. I'm seeing his kids. I'm seeing the blue check at this point. I'm seeing
It's getting real.
it's getting real and weird at the same time. So I'm like, okay, I don't know what this is, but I'm gonna shoot my shot. Yo,
Shoot
thank
shoot.
you. Let's link up.
Ooh.
Right?
Real.
This,
Shoot it,
this
shoot it.
guy
Real.
hits right back.
That's real.
Let's link up tomorrow. Yo,
Yeah, huh?
bet I'm off on Sundays. Right? I'm off on Sundays. Let me tell you, dog, I had $50 in my bank account, right? That Sunday, I went out to the in-laws, right? I went out to the in-laws. I didn't have my car, right? I didn't have anything but my wallet and my Uber account. He hits me up midday. Yo, bro, we at the ABGB off Old Torf.
Oh, shit.
Fall through.
Facts.
Yeah,
on
fall
South-
through.
he's on
He's at the
South
Big
Side?
Garden.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Fall through.
What?
I'm like, yo, babe, he's telling me to come through.
Wait, how
what
tall
what
is
do
he?
I do? He's the tallest hell. How about
Big
that?
as fuck, yeah.
Right? So he
Facts.
says fall through. Must I remind you, I have $50 in my bank account for the next 2 weeks. I'm working at the United States Postal Service. Shout out USPS
Shout out
again.
USPS, man.
Right? So I'm like, whatever, don't care. The Uber, I'll go ahead and book the Uber. It's $40 to get from Buda, Texas, all the way to
You're
downtown.
in Buda, Texas.
Dog.
Buda, Texas.
Shout
You
out,
left
dude. You ain't even Kyle,
to
fam.
go to
You ain't even
Lamar.
Kyle,
You're
fam.
Dog.
going to Lamar.
I didn't. I don't care if I was in Houston. I would have took that Uber all the way to fucking Austin and overdraft my account. You feel me? So I went there. I had $10 to my name for the next 2 weeks.
Crazy.
I get to my address so I can get in my car. Okay, I got my keys. I got my car. I'm breathing, right? I drive to Old Torf from Del Valley. I drive there.
Oh, yeah, shout out to DV.
Yeah, shout out DV,
Shout
man.
out.
Shout out DV. I love DV. And I get there and I walk in. I don't see anybody. All of a sudden, I see these long arms just go out like this, like.
Oh, shit.
I was like, there he is.
People were
Chris
just chilling around him
Bosh,
like
motherfucker.
Now,
normally.
must I remind you? Imagine driving from Del Valley to ABGB thinking about meeting
It's a
an
good 30-minute
NBA
drive.
All-Star.
It's a good 30-minute drive.
Think about
God.
what's on your mind. You're not thinking about driving.
You're
Imagine how many
nervous.
red lights I ran getting there.
You're trying
You
to get
know
there
what I'm
just-
saying?
This man got a 9-foot wingspan.
Exactly.
Like, it's not normal.
So I get there. He puts his arms out.
Was he just chilling? Like, was
He
there
was,
people
it was,
crowding
it was him
or-
and his wife and a bunch of other people that weren't my color.
Okay.
Right?
ABGB. Thank you, Southside of Boston.
Shout out ABGB. Right?
Shout out gentrification.
No, bro.
Right.
I feel like I'm watching
So me and,
Gems.
me and Chris Bosh were probably the only black people there, right? So we're talking, right? We're talking for like 30 minutes, and I'm drinking because I'm nervous.
Right.
All of a sudden, I'm like, yo, I am drunk,
I'm fucked up.
and I still got to drive home, right? So I sober up, right? I take a break. All right, I'm good to drive. And he says, yo, bro, this has been fun. Let's go back to your house and jam some beats.
You're like, huh?
But before this, he had told me that he was into music. You know what I'm saying? He was done playing ball.
This is Chris Bosh.
This is Chris Bosh
Chris
again.
Chris Bosh.
Holy
He had told
shit.
me he had lived out his ball life and he had the most fun he had, but he wants to be a musician full time. I was like, dog, you're talking to the right person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We chopped it up for an hour and he's like, well, let's go back to your crib and jam some beats. At this point, imagine how my room looked. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hadn't been home. I took a Uber from Buda. I'm not home. I don't know how my house looks, right? So we drive home. I'm kind of like idling his driver. You know what I'm saying? Trying to like beat him home before I get there so I can clean up my house before he gets in, right?
Wait, what kind of car did he have?
It
He had
was
a driver, bro.
it was a
he had a
exactly.
driver.
It was
He
it
had
was
a
an
driver.
S550 Mercedes.
I was like,
and he
yo.
was sitting in the back.
Ah,
You know what
He
I'm
had
saying?
a driver, son.
That's all
Yeah.
I had to say is he had a driver. Shout
With
out,
this COVID,
shout out Todd. I love
Was this
out in Miami. He's the coldest driver ever. Shout out
Mine.
Todd.
this wasn't COVID-19 where he
This
had to
was
wear a mask?
definitely not
No.
COVID-19.
Oh my God.
This was like 2008.
He should have worn a
This was
mask.
2018.
Holy shit.
Everybody was
cool at this
everybody
point.
was out just having the time of their lives.
Keep on
Thanks.
continuing. Sorry, I'm
R.I.P.
sorry.
to
Right.
good times.
So we go back to my crib in Del Valley. This is Chris Bosh and his wife and his driver's out, and we jamming beats for an hour, right? And we're just jamming. My daughter's running around everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what's going on right now, right? And so fast forward, 2 months after that, I get a call and says, "Hey, bro, they're retiring my jersey in Miami. I'd love for you to come."
What the fuck?
Now, must I remind you, before this, I had only been on an airplane one time. That was with my manager, Eric Rafford. That's out in Seattle right now. He's asleep. He's
Shout
not here
out,
for this
Eric.
interview. Shout out, you slept. It's cool. I know
Oh,
you're
God.
visiting your family, so shout out.
He's so mad he not here.
Shout
though.
out,
Wane
shout
get
out,
on
OG
too,
Rad.
right?
Yeah,
I'm
shout.
sorry, bro. You and
slept.
Wayne will get y'all's own episode.
You
I promise.
you picked a bad day.
He's
but
so
shout,
upset he's
shout,
not
shout out to the Rafford
sorry,
family.
bro.
Shout out to the Rafford family. They've supported me.
I've heard a
thus
lot of
far.
stories, but this story,
Yeah.
I want to hear the end.
So he sends me that text, and I'm like, of course I'm going. I was so scared that I was going by myself. I was like, Rue, yo, I'm sure a bunch of people there are gonna need a haircut. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
Do
that's
you want
why
to
he's so
come
cool
with
with
me?
him, too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you want? Please come with me, bro. I don't know how I'm gonna do this alone.
Wow.
Please come. He was like, whenever you going, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? Me and Rue went to the airport together.
Wow.
We sat on the airplane together. We were excited together.
Hey,
Everything,
shout out
bro.
Rue. If
Shout
you need
out
the
Rue.
cuts,
Shout out.
I need a
Rue
haircut.
music.
I'm about to go hit him up.
Yeah,
y'all need
yeah.
cuts.
My man's got the coldest edge
Well,
up.
I
in
don't
the-
let nobody else touch my hair
Yeah,
but him.
shout out Rue, man. He's a good guy.
I need
real
a
shit.
haircut.
So we jumped on a plane and we went to Miami, Florida, bro, for the first time. I'm gonna say that again because I don't think anybody heard me. We jumped on a plane and went to Miami, Florida, for the first time. Imagine that. That was my first time.
Just a kid from Bastrop,
That was
man.
exactly. I came from Bastrop, Texas. That was my first time seeing a thong on a 4-wheeler in the streets.
Boy.
Oh, they ride 4-wheelers
Miami
in the
different.
streets
Yeah,
with
they're
thongs
crazy.
on.
Florida, I mean, I heard about the Florida man. I mean,
Different.
Dude, it is different. It is weird. You know what I'm saying? It hit me different. So fast forward, I watched the jersey go in the air in Miami. You know what I'm saying? This is Chris Bosh. This is Big Three. LeBron, D-Wade,
the end of an era.
Bosh. This is an end of an era watching
Right.
the jersey go in the air,
Yeah.
right? So We leave the stadium. I found out that the Miami Heat have a club underneath their stadium where they go and
Shout
party.
Out Pat Riley.
Shout out Pat Riley.
No, he already
They
knows.
party
They have
after
a
the
club
game
under the fucking stadium.
under the stadium.
The get down, fam.
I didn't figure that out because I got lost trying to get out of the stadium. I was like, oh, this is the club. I'm trying to find the exit. My phone had died. I could not find Chris or his family. I was scared. I was in Miami. I couldn't find Rue, anything. It was crazy, bro. So anyway, right? We finished that night and we go straight to the studio. And I'm put in the position. After all that, I'm put in the position.
Chris Bosh, I hope you're watching this shit.
Oh yeah, he's gonna watch it. He's gonna watch
Hey,
it.
shout out Chris Bosh.
Shout out Chris Bosh.
Shout out CB.
I'm put in a position to be Deezie Brown in Miami, Florida. I'm not in. I'm
Of
not,
course, you're
I'm not in
artist name.
Texas.
Yeah. You have to
I'm
be
not in
artist name.
Texas.
Yeah, this ain't Bastrop.
And I'm on a level that I've never been on. I'm experiencing Miami in the greatest level ever. I watched DJ Khaled drive out of the parking lot in that whatever kind of Benz he has.
Must have been surreal.
Whatever the fuck it's called. I watched him
Ugly
like
ass.
in the back of it. Like, I catch y'all. That was a good game. I'm going home. I watched that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I watched these things. Like, and you know what? I'm lying. Before the studio, we went to a rooftop party, somewhere in Miami. And D Wade just walks in. Haslam walks in. People are just walking in like nothing. And I'm experiencing a life that I've never seen or felt ever before.
How did that make you feel?
You think that
Being you, how did that make you?
I wasn't
feel?
comfortable. I was wearing a pair of forest green Dickies
Facts. On God.
with a pair of beat up Jordan 1s,
Oh,
and I'm
God.
still gonna do that to death. I got a pair of
Facts.
Travis Scott's on right now. Shout out Travis Scott. Beat up Jordan 1s and a Nautica shirt that I got from Ross.
On God.
Hey.
That's
Yeah,
no
Ross.
more
I fuck with- I
Texas
fuck
than
with
that,
Ross.
fam.
I fuck with Ross.
in
Oh,
Miami because I didn't expect on staying to see the jersey go up. I only was supposed to stay there till Monday because that's what the post office said I could do.
Wow.
But Chris said,
Wow.
you want to go back home and go deliver mail, or you going to watch the jersey go in the air
You're
on
like,
Tuesday?
No.
I'm not going home.
To come in with somebody
Hey.
said no.
Hey, post office. Hey, my stomach
man.
hurts.
I'm out.
I got- hey,
I got
something's
the
going
shits
on.
today,
I just got
Shit.
back, but I'm not feeling well, bro. Like,
Me and Rue looked at each other and was
Got
like,
diarrhea,
are we
fam.
going home? Are we going to watch that jersey go up?
That's a fact.
When I seen the look in his eye, we're going to watch the jersey go up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we stayed
Sure, it was an
another 2
experience.
days, watched the jersey go up, got to experience all of these things. And to say, man, meeting Chris Bosh, I have a different take on celebrities. Coming up as a Southern artist, as a Texas artist, as a whatever, the mainstream doesn't really foresee Texas music as being anything unless it's Beyonce or Travis Scott.
they give us a time period and they
Exactly.
left it at that.
Yeah. Facts.
Exactly. And so him saying that, you know what I'm saying, and him reaching out and saying, hey, you might want to stay, kind of let me know where I needed to be as an artist and how much he trusted me
That's
as
beautiful.
a musician.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because the day after that, we got in the studio with Rico Love. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Rico Love. He's the hottest fucking thing out in Florida or Atlanta or wherever you want to be. He's got a lot of things with Big Crit. We got in the studio and it just felt so organic to me. It felt like home. It felt like, yo, this is the person that I'm supposed to be signed to. I hate record deals. I hate record labels.
Facts.
I hate all of that because I feel like they're coming to these communities, poor communities, and taking these artists
Yeah.
and basically just making
Like
money
gentrification.
from them. Exactly.
I mean, for real.
And we don't see it because we see it as a record deal. Yo, we got a record
All
deal.
we see is
Oh,
the
he
money that they're
popping.
offering up real quick.
He popping now.
Exactly. He's popping off, but he's not getting what he deserves.
A lot going
His
with that.
family,
Yeah.
it's not carrying on for generations to
No.
generations to generations. That's what we do this for. The objective as a black man is to get the baton over as far as you can get it and hand it off to the next black person so they can continue to foresee the future and get us ahead. We're behind 400 years. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This isn't a race thing, but it happened, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
We're behind 400 years. So my only objective is to get the baton over to the next young individual, run as fast as you can, and hand it off to the next person.
Especially with everything that's happening, you know, Black Lives Matter. And,
man.
You know, there's honestly, with Trump being there, it's like, yo, you know, honestly.
Yeah, let's get on that. I'm not political at all. I hate.
We can talk shit. Though.
I hate
Fuck
politics.
Trump.
I hate politics. I hate a lot of things, and I'm glad you mentioned that because it's a lot of
No,
like.
honestly, that's good because
tangent.
honestly, we honestly been talking about like everything. Even with Black Lives Matter, I mean, there's immigration. The people that are in concentration camps,
Yeah,
the concentration camps. I will say
100%.
concentration camps for
children.
Mexican
Yeah,
children.
bro. Yeah,
that are
there
still
was
there.
a lot of things that I see.
We are pro fuck Trump.
You
in
know,
this
We are
podcast.
pro
And-
fuck Trump.
You know, and I gotta be Deezie. Of course, I can't say fuck Trump, but I have to be.
You can
Deezie.
tell his management to say
But what I will say from my standpoint, and there's a lot of things going on. There's voting coming up. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of political things coming up. I'll say this. How about we vote for the smarter human being? Right? I understand that there's flaws.
If only they had to take a test.
Right? There's flaws in both. There's things that we don't like. I'm not vote. If it was up to me, if there was a box that said neither, I'd check it. Cool.
Yeah.
Right? But how about we get the smarter human being in office first, and then when 2 years goes by, we'll figure out who we want our president to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As we can see it, it's like, okay, shit. We
Shit.
fucked. But
Right.
as far as human being goes, Biden has been behind Obama. He's served behind Obama. He's gone with his politics and his ways of running the country.
Yeah.
So he understands what it's like to run a country on a non-Twitter, non-red hat, who gives a damn about what you're talking about standpoint.
He actually has
This is America.
Yeah.
We just want to be at peace for once in our lives, but there's too much going on right now. I'm not a political person. I don't know anything about politics. So the only thing I can say is, how about we get the smarter human being in first, and then when this 2 years is up, we'll get the right person in after
People
that.
are selfish. They want money.
You know what I'm
anything's
saying?
better than Trump.
Anything, and
Well, right.
I drive from Del Valley to Bastrop every day, and right when I get to Bastrop, Texas, I start seeing the Trump signs, and it almost paints a picture in
That's
my
honestly what I was looking
in my
for whenever
head.
I said Bastrop. I
yeah,
was like, yo.
it paints a picture in my head. It's like you guys are in it for his business and money antics. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
you guys
shit.
are seeing what he can do financially for the country, and
It's
I
crazy to
understand.
me.
I understand. I can't say that I don't understand. But at a time like this, at a time with the virus going on, at a time with Black Lives Matter and everything that's going on, how about we get the smartest person in office as we can, and then we'll figure out the world after that, dog.
And I think this speaks to the album specifically because that album, Candy Blue Like Screw, like really speaks for an audience that doesn't get spoken for a lot. And I think I went on tour last year with this group called The Outfit out of Dallas.
Shout out Outfit.
We went to 27 cities in North America. And like the biggest thing I took away was there's a big ass audience in America that feels like they're not heard from people. And they're in these non-existent communities that don't have a say. They're not urban. They're not affiliated with CNN or whatever. Blah blah blah.
Exactly.
So they don't have a word, and like they just feel left behind. And it's like we need to empower people who have a voice, who has no one fucking listening to them.
Yeah.
And that's part of it. And why I love this project so much is because it speaks to a bunch of people who
Feel like they've been left behind.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
And that's crazy you say that, man. It speaks to people that feel like they've been left behind
by the world, by community,
by the community,
by culture,
by
whatever.
police brutality,
Yeah.
by people trying to tell us, and shout out T.I. I hold this to my heart. He did an interview with Trevor, I feel like.
Trevor Noah?
Yeah. And I feel like he said, if you want to change the outcome of what's going on in America, then go to the community and fix the community. Yeah. These kids and these people don't have anything else to talk about but negative things because that's all they see. That's all they go through. You know what I'm saying? So if you would go back to these communities that you're building these mansions on and forcing them to Pflugerville and Round Rock, let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's pretty cheap to...
You know what I'm saying? If you would sit and fix these things, then the world would be a better place. Yeah. These kids wouldn't have anything negative to talk about. All this trap rap and all these guns and these pistols and things you see in these videos are signs of pain.
Yeah.
Are signs of these kids
going
through things, looking at their parents like, yo, I don't like the way you living. I don't like the way I'm coming up.
They're going to do whatever it takes.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So they're going to do whatever they take, whatever it takes. They're going to go to whatever they got to do to pursue to get out of that environment. Whether that's pistol, whether that's trap, whether that's jacking somebody from what they got, they're doing whatever they have to do to survive. So if you change the environment, then you can change the concept and the outlook of the way the music is perceived by America.
Hey, I'll take a shot to that, brother.
Yeah, let's take a shot to that.
Fuck politics, and that's what shout out Austin for defunding the
and
APD.
Go vote. I don't give
a money.
I'm not with all that Democrat.
They defunded
shit. Go
the
vote.
APD,
I don't care.
And that money is gonna go back to the neighborhoods that actually need it, and it'll help do everything that Deezie is speaking about. So hey, take a shot to that.
No, shout out to City Council.
I'm here for the youth.
Honestly,
I know we're the most professional and unprofessional podcast of
most
South
professional,
Austin.
unprofessional.
But before we go into the last segment, before
that was honestly some really good,
real shit,
for sure,
real shit from some real people.
Really get some. Whoa, fuck, man.
Before we go into our last segment, I know we have Wayne here, and I'm sorry that. I know.
Don't say sorry, bro.
I love talking to Wayne. I love Wayne talking like.
Y'all need to go follow Wayne on Instagram and everything.
Something that like
y'all
I feel like
guy.
I trust.
Shout out Wayne to somebody who like I've respected and acknowledged, and it's obviously done everything in your power to do what it takes to succeed since you got here. You came here. It's not like you came here and you were like set. No, you had to basically build up from the beginning. So a question that somebody had already like asked me to ask you was just what keeps you motivated every day to keep pushing? Because I know it takes a lot.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately I think it's art. Like I really believe in art, and Deezie can speak to this because even a couple of weeks ago, it's like it comes down to we try to push something forward, and it's like ultimately art. That's the only thing that matters. And like there's ego that comes in between things sometimes, and there's confusion, there's communication, whatever. Because when you work at this level, when you work at such a high level, like there's always something that comes up. And that's just the game we play, bro. It's going to practice with somebody, and like you want to be NBA champions, you better play hard.
We talking about practice?
No, on God, and you better practice hard. And it's one of those things where like ultimately art wins, and I'm a true believer in art. I'm a true believer in high art.
It's pretty obvious that you're really passionate about what you do.
And I believe in the people I work with. So I want, and me and Eric especially, we want the most out of people. So we believe in the most out of people. So ultimately art is the most important, and art will speak forever, and art will live forever. Like it doesn't matter how many people buy it first week, it doesn't matter how many streams first week, whatever. It's art lives forever. So believe in that and build it and communicate it and tell people, and like whatever drives me every day, we wake up, our job changes every single day. So the only thing that matters is we push something that we believe in forward, and like I have the ultimate respect out of Deezie and like the projects we get to work on are like, it's art focused. It's beautiful art, man. Like ultimately, so we get to work with the best projects. Like we're really blessed in that, bro. Like we're really blessed.
Shout out Fifth Wheel Fairy Tale.
Shout out Fifth Wheel Fairy Tale and
is that what the hat is?
Yeah, this is my
God.
this is the brand.
I need a hat. I need a hat. So
This isn't my brand specifically, but it's a brand that I'm supporting, and it's something that's pretty much representing Texas.
Real shit.
As
real
a
people.
whole.
and I feel like this was
I'm
a seed
not
that was
talking-
planted before you guys went.
Oh
and,
yeah, of course. It's not just music.
I've seen the progress. And I love it.
It's
I love
music. It's videographers. It's photographers.
Texas culture.
all
It's real people,
whatever,
bro.
It's
It's
whatever
real
it
people,
needs to
man.
be. It's whatever it needs. It's a collective of creative people coming together and collaborating on a positive standpoint.
That's it.
If sorry,
That's
I was-
totally it.
I was-
No, that's totally it.
No,
You're
so
good.
honestly, our last segment, I don't even know if you know what our last segment was. It's something positive,
Okay.
something.
we can do
And
that.
honestly, we always start with the guest.
We can
Wayne,
do
you already
that.
been the fucking guest. So you're
All
okay.
right, I'll go after him.
I totally forgot to tell you that the last segment is something
100.
positive, something that you have going on, something that you want to put out.
Let's talk about
Wow. Endless opportunities to say anything, Deezie.
Yeah, I think it's and this is what I'll talk about. I quit my job in 2019. I was working for the United States Postal Service. If anybody
Shout out to them.
has ever worked for the post office, you know the amount of labor that it takes to be a mailman. We only see what we see on TV.
Dude,
And
fuck-
they're
push it-
fighting right now to keep
Exactly.
it alive.
We'll
Honestly,
talk about
come
that.
on, man.
We'll talk about that. We all we see on TV is these mailmen with their shirts tucked in, pushing these baskets like it's just this
Mail.
lovely day.
Yeah.
Right.
I respect y'all.
And
Speak on it, bruh.
I won't get too much into it because I don't want to ruin it for my guys at the United States Postal Service or anything with the union, or I don't want to release any information that I'm not supposed to release. But I will say that it's not everything you see on TV. I'm talking about walking miles and miles and miles in the heat,
It's Texas,
in the
bro.
rain, in the sleet.
Rain, sleet,
Think
or
about
snow.
this. When you go up north, those mail trucks got heaters in them. When you come down south, those trucks do not have AC in them.
God damn.
We have to survive off the fan.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking pro. I'm a pro you like so much. I'm a pro USPS. Just keep
You
it.
feel me?
dude?
I'm not trying to tell this story to be like, oh, yo, we got it so hard. I'm only telling this story to shout out my guys at the USPS.
Facts.
and the struggle they're going through right now.
Facts.
Especially with everything going on with the voting
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
people not using letters and stuff to communicate.
This
Like,
man is putting people's careers at risk
yeah,
just for his
this
own
is
gain.
this is huge. Like I was blessed with these opportunities to do music full time on this level,
Yeah.
right? But at the same time, like my guys have families. My guys have things that they have to
They're
do.
actual people.
And to pursue.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are actual
Facts,
real
man.
ass people at this place that have things that they have to conquer. So for me, man, it was like, yo, let's figure out a way to hone in on the middle class for once in our life. All we hear about is champagne and popping bottles
Right.
and let's get lit.
Right.
And we love that stuff. I don't want to come off as a hater. Like, I will listen to Travis Scott anytime I need to because I love him for what he's done.
Okay, but shout out Sahai the Prince.
Yeah.
Well,
Whoa, hey,
hey, man.
You talking too much shit.
Hey, man.
Damn.
Shout out Saha.
Shout out Saha.
We're not going to get into that right now because I don't know too much about that. My homie Praj told me a little bit about what you're talking about. I don't know too much
We're
about
last
it.
of the segment.
So I'm gonna back off that because I don't know too
Smart,
much about
smart.
that. But I wanted to touch on the middle class just for a little bit.
No, it's important.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, these guys are still actually waking up at 6 a.m. And these guys are working 10 hours a day. These guys are working in the heat. These guys are sacrificing themselves to get the virus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, let's
Yeah.
really
Shout
take.
out all the essential
Yeah,
workers.
shout out FedEx, shout out UPS, shout
Yeah,
out everybody.
Any
that's,
any
Oh,
delivery,
God,
honestly,
man.
any
Oh,
delivery
God,
driver,
dog,
bro.
yeah.
Any
I
delivery
really, I was that
drivers.
guy.
Hey, bro.
Where's it? Is this the camera? I was that guy.
Yeah, we
You know what I'm
appreciate
saying?
all y'all.
I
I'm still
woke
that
up
guy, bro. That
every
shit
single
sucks.
day. Keep grinding, bro. Keep
Amen.
grinding. Stay focused. And if you've already manifested it,
Yeah.
If you've already manifested what you want in your
The
life,
law of attraction.
look at me. You've won. You've won already. You've
him.
accomplished everything
He looked tired.
you've ever accomplished. You spent so many hours watching Coco. That's
Facts,
because Coco inspires you to do so much more
Facts.
and learn about your heritage, bro.
For real.
Dude,
You
don't
know what
make
I'm
me
saying?
cry. Don't make me cry.
Fuck all that. We can cry. We can cry on this podcast, dog.
Yeah,
It ain't none of that. It's about revealing what's real in life. We've been so scared. We've been so like held in on like, yo, what if people see the real me? Fuck that shit.
Nah, for real.
Fuck that shit, man. Like,
Let it out. Fam.
let them see
I know,
who
let
you
it out,
are
like-
and what you care about.
Yeah.
Because that's only going to help you progress and get where you
It
want
is.
to go, dog.
It
Let's
is, man.
go.
It
you
is.
feel me?
All right.
Straight up.
Nothing else matters,
Wayne,
dog.
you're next, bro. Wayne, you're next.
Let's go.
I'm
This thing
next.
stop playing. I'm not
next.
just here to do music.
Yeah.
I'm here to save us, dog.
Yeah,
if
facts.
y'all don't want to jam Candy Blue like Screw, fine.
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 It's
Don't
pretty
jam
hard.
it. Don't jam it at all.
But I
at
recommend you
least,
should.
At least
do, for your
respect
health.
the fact of me trying to collaborate and bring people back together again.
No,
That's what we
I'm
need,
generally
dog.
a child of like I grew up with Screw. Like I didn't listen to
Thank you.
Yeah.
anything outside of Texas rap until like I was like
real.
15 or 16.
And shout out,
bro.
and I don't mean to
So-
cut you off, but
Nah, go ahead.
shout out Red, and shout out everybody from Smithville that I haven't shouted out. ACT,
Oh, God.
shout out
Shout out Shorty
KID,
Mac.
shout out everybody that deserves a voice. I'm so sorry for cutting you off,
Nah,
but I
you're fine.
really
Shout out
had
everybody.
to voice that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I've been out here since I was
It's
15
the roots,
years old.
The roots, of
Yeah,
Texas.
and I really want them to know that I'm not doing this for any clout.
No.
I'm doing this because you guys deserve a fucking voice,
man.
man.
It's just the
This
fact people
Texas-
don't
Honestly,
realize
you
the
deserve a voice. if anything.
truest roots of Texas rap goes that far. Like
It's deep, man.
as much as we want to argue about it, it was like if you want to say hip hop was born in New York, but then the South came up. Outkast
Even
went out
if
there.
it was, thank you, New York. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
for
you,
real.
New York. But we are here, Texas, and for the South to continue the legacy, to help you guys push hip hop.
Yeah.
We are not here to contest it. We're not here to say we are better. We're here to help you.
The South has
push
something
it.
to say.
Facts.
Exactly, man. The South got
Oh,
something to
God.
say. 3
Oh,
stacks.
God.
Keep
Wayne.
playing the flute wherever you are. Keep doing whatever you're doing,
Facts,
bro. We love
bro.
you.
I love your
For
positive
sure.
note, Wayne. What is your positive note?
My
to
last
end this?
positive note is go listen to Kenny Blue like Screw.
Straight up.
And believe in yourself. I mean, I think
Straight
that
up.
ultimately, like, what we try to do every day and who we try to inspire is like, be yourself. Whatever creativity that comes from that, believe in that, breathe it, live it, find it, feel it, share it, whatever. We are going to be here to help that ultimately forever. We will be here to help that. So, however we can do help, I mean, hit us up. We'll help. Oh God.
I love it. Well,
Hey.
going off of that, fuck. No, generally,
Yeah, try
like,
to
as-
follow that up. 'cause
It's hard. It's hard. Okay.
For sure.
As tough as the week I've had or the past 2 weeks I've had,
Mine.
it's like music is always one source that I could always venture off to and
Always.
I'll be good. You know, get lost in it and be good. And I've been excited for this album, just every part of it from the beginning. Like,
Yeah, man.
I'm happy somebody's actually doing this because, as you can tell, we have a next generation of Austin artists who are obviously different sort of style and taking their own takes, which is awesome and beautiful. But you still need OGs to come back and like
Exactly.
bring it back to its roots.
Don't ever
Facts.
forget where you come from. Like
Oh, God.
I moved here when I was 17, and the hottest thing here was Kid Jones. The hottest thing here was Y2 JJ.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't even
Shout
know
out
him.
Kid Jones. He brought them Highland
shout
Mall
out
Yeah,
shirts.
yeah.
Shout
Shout
out
out Kid
Y2.
Jones. This my man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people won't
Hey,
realize.
shout out Vintage J.
Shout out
Yeah.
Vintage
We
J.
had- we had
Shout out
War-
Mike Melano.
North,
Shout
North.
out.
Get it. Shout out Mike. Shout out
Northside.
everybody, man.
Facts, man.
I moved here when I was 17,
Oh,
and
God.
the respect I got and the love I got from people like Y2, the people like Kid Jones was extraordinary. I would be
Right.
nowhere without those guys. So let's
Right.
please go back and do our research. Let's go listen to Old Kid. Let's go listen to old Y2. Let's go listen to Lil Miles and people that inspired this city. Pick Your Poison and all these guys. South Austin. I'm from South Austin. If you don't know that term, if you don't know, I'm from South Austin. Cuz if you don't know that term, go back and do your research. Shout out to the league, dog. I've been here for a minute.
Shout out to the league.
I've sat on the bench.
Shout out to Montopolis.
And I watch people like Gutter. I watch people like Franchise. I watch all these guys put on for the city, and I respectfully say, yo, thank you. You are the reason why I'm able to be here and do music, dog.
That's why we do this. That's why
we are going to have to keep our next shot because guess what? We're reaching our
I got to pee in.
This is a final shot.
I'm sorry. You're honestly going to
What is your positive segment? God, Lee, I did not want to get fucked up today, but I guess we're getting fucked up today.
All right.
I was about to have a threesome.
Deezie Brown, honestly, thank you for being a part of the guest. I'm glad that you
100%.
Mr. Wayne.
You talked about that story. Dude, that was the best. Like, that story that you talked about with,
I guess we're having vodka, y'all.
Out of here, Way. Come on, Mike.
This is crazy.
So, look, honestly, my positive. Wait, I had it in my. Oh, yeah, I totally forgot. So my car hasn't been here and probably like
your car has not been coherent.
IDK, that's vodka.
No, it hasn't been here because I lost my keys. I lost my keys.
The McLaren. Yeah.
Mine is super fucking basic. Like whenever I do my positive, it's super fucking. I haven't had my car in like a week.
He cried about his cat one day.
Speak on it, fam.
I lost my keys whenever I was driving. Oh no! Honestly, I'll do it like 2 minutes. USPS.
I got
there are some really.
You going in?
There are really some hard workers.
Yeah,
anybody that delivers.
Be serious on that.
Like I saw this lady that parked her little mail truck and walked fucking. I was like, yo, I didn't even know this shit was in Austin. I didn't know the mailboxes were in the house where you had to walk and park your truck right there. That shit's fucking. Like, yo, I'm happy that I got to deliver a fucking bed.
You sound upset.
Yo, I'm always upset that the fact that like every delivery driver, USPS, Amazon, fuck Amazon, fuck Amazon.
Fuck Amazon.
They work on Sundays. That sucks.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But the fact that like we're honestly out here working in this degree heat and. Yeah, I mean, it's so
hot out here
that I have to, like I can't deliver it to like a locker. If there's the department doesn't have no lockers, then I have to deliver a fucking 50.
Hey man.
Oh, fuck, you know what?
Shout out you. Shout out you, Troy. Shout out all essential workers.
Love you, brother.
I'll drink to that, brother.
I'm not gonna
Thanks,
drink.
brother.
I'm not gonna drink my last shot because I gotta pee really bad.
So do I. But
hey, but you know what? Honestly, Deezie Brown, thank you for being a part of this podcast.
Course,
we are going to end it. I'm one of your hosts. My name
Candy
is
Blue
Troy.
Like Screw.
Yeah,
Stream
man.
it.
Run
Run
Go
it.
get that.
shit,
Judith.
bro.
Run
Judith,
it.
yeah.
Best album since
I
Judith.
am Mario from the South Side.
I'm Wayne does. From wherever.
I'm Deezie Brown from Bastrop, Texas. I'll say
God.
a few things.
Oh, God.
Yo, go get Candy Blue Like Screw. It's an album about two kids that are trying to foresee a future outside of Bastrop, Texas.
Facts.
That is the only thing you should listen to. Don't listen to the bass.
And here we are.
Don't listen to the drums. Don't listen to the trap.
Listen
Don't
to the words.
It's
mastering.
really good,
Don't listen
but,
to anything but this mind frame.
That story,
Think
man.
about two kids trying to make it out of Bastrop, Texas with no music resources, with anything. We are just trying to come up and have a voice for our OG, Robert Earl Davis Jr. Thank you so much.
Something he could be
RP
proud
Screw.
of, man.
Thank you so much for
bro.
everything. Austin, Texas. I moved here when I was 17 years old, and it's been the best thing for me. I will not take that from anything. Thank you so much, man.
Forever.
Shout out. Deezie Brown, Bastrop, Texas.
Forever.
I won't say anything else.
Love it.
All right, and we're out.
Hey.